We do this because we see a digitally inclusive world where individuals are more aware of the effects that technology and digital devices have on their well being. Now, a lot of times when people hear about us and what we do, they automatically think, so she wants us to get off of our devices. She wants us to get off of social media and all of that type of stuff. That is an option, our digital detox, which we're going to get into a little bit. It's more so about being aware of things like information overload, digital exhaustion, and knowing how to combat them. We do work with different students, teachers, parents, organizations, but majority of the time, the people that we are working with is anybody that has a digital device, because whether you're constantly using the internet or social media for work or marketing or schoolwork or whatever it is that you may do, you do need to be aware of a lot of different things that may impact your mental health. So, moving right along, my name is Courtney Woods, and I am the founder of PC Empowerment 501c3, where we raise awareness about digital mental health. And so, when I was in high school, social media and touchscreen digital devices began to grow more and more popular. Then we didn't know the long term side effects, but now that we do, we are being a part of the solution and helping to raise awareness. And what makes me a digital mental health expert is number one, I have a website design agency. Shout out to PC Media Tech, where we'll be celebrating 10 years in business come this December. So, as an award winning master promotional website designer, and having other ventures like the Tech Queen Shop, where we have tech accessories for professionals on the go, constantly building and growing different brands for our company, for our clients, and stuff like that. Constantly having to be on the computer, creating websites in one tab, checking emails in another tab, editing videos over here, trying to be mindful of being consistent on social media and all of that stuff. It does take a toll on your mental health. So, the first thing that I noticed is that when I would come home a lot of times from work, I would start to see that I felt a little bit overwhelmed mentally. After noticing that for a while, I was like, you know what? I need to get to the bottom of this and see, why do I feel like this? I just got some good news. I was just feeling this way. And now all of a sudden, this is where I'm at, feeling overwhelmed. So I started doing my research and I started realizing different triggers, such as information overload, such as digital exhaustion, and some of the other things that we're going to go over. So as I began to notice these different things, I started to see what I could do to combat them so that I could be preventative. I want to be proactive. And so during that journey of learning, like, okay, I feel it coming on. I'm going to just step away from my computer for a minute, go take a walk, go take a break, or whatever I need to do to kind of decompress. Or know when I get off work, I might feel a little overwhelmed or a little unbalanced, but that's just my mind trying to decompress and get back to its right state after switching tasks all day long. You're going to learn all about the different solutions and tactics. And one of the things is doing a digital detox. So, this is the first year that students will not be able to use their phones during the learning days by law. So our governor, Kay Ivey, here in Birmingham, Alabama, has signed the Focus Act. So with that new law being in place, again, this will be the first year. So our back to school digital detox is all about preparing teachers, students, and parents for this new thing, because we're not sure, it's still new, so we don't know how they're going to enforce it or how that's going to go about as far as it continues to, have its time here in our school systems. But we do want to be preventative. We do want to be proactive. And one thing that we know over at PC Empowerment is that a good old digital detox does help to get your mind in a right place. So one time, I have a 15-year-old son, Cordez. One time he was on punishment and I had to take all of his devices, his phone, his TV, everything, his game. And I noticed a major difference in my child with him not having those devices. So what I did is I realized that, and this was along the time that I was on my journey of figuring out exactly how to be preventative and proactive as it came to my mental health and relating it to the digital aspect and all of that stuff. So, as we move forward, I'm going to share all of those things with you today and really break it down in a way that you can understand. So, again, this is our presentation, Your Relationship with Your Phone. This is what PC Empowerment presents when we go to different schools and organizations. A lot of times, companies, they may want us to present this information to their team or to their staff because their staff may be dealing with the same amount of information overload or digital exhaustion that I once did at schools, because a lot of times with the students being doing a lot of online things and different things like that with their tablets and their apps. And really, this generation don't know what it's like to live without their digital devices. Me being in my late 30s, there was a time where growing up, we didn't really have phones. We were that generation that the stuff just started to come out and become more and more popular. And technology increases and grows so fast. So we went from having the little flip phones to having the touchscreen phones, and everything just continues to grow and evolve. So now that we're in this space, we really want to make sure that people are aware of their digital mental health.